Alright, so let's use the diagram to find the missing information in the circle that's pictured below. So the first question asks us to find the measure of angle HCG. So when you're looking at your diagram, HCG is this angle right here. So there's a couple ways that I see that we can do this, and the easiest way is using this information right here with this arc. If this arc is 139 degrees, that means that the central angle that it matches with is also 139 degrees. So I'm going to write 139 degrees in here. Because remember, the central angles are the same measures as the arc that their rays form. So then looking at that, I can see a straight line from D to G, which is a diameter, and I know that a diameter cuts a circle in half. So that means that this entire arc is a semicircle, or 180 degrees. So I can set up my relationship to find this angle by using the diameter and the arc. So I know that whatever this value is, it should add up to equal 139, with 139 degrees to be 180. So I'm going to put an x here. I know that x plus 139 equals 180 degrees. Subtract 139 from both sides, and x equals 41. So that means that the measurement of angle HCG is 41 degrees. Notice in the diagram, just as a way to kind of get us started, these are vertical angles right here. Remember from first semester, vertical angles when you have that bow tie shape? So these angles are vertical. So that means that this angle is also 41 degrees. So we'll see if that helps us when we do some other questions. Alright, so the next question asks us to find the measure of arc FH. So FH starts here and goes here. Why I know it doesn't go the other way is because this is a minor arc, and I'm not going to make it cover more than half of the circle. So it's only going from F to H. There's no letter in between. So I need to figure out the measurements of these two angles, or I can use the measurements of the other angles to find this arc. So in this diagram, I can figure out the measure from FDH by looking at the measurements of these arcs here. Because remember, the central angles are the same thing as the arcs. So we just figured out this was 41, so it means that this is 41. So I can figure out the total measure from F to D to H by adding up these three numbers. So the measurement of arc FDH equals 60 plus 41 plus 139. So adding those together, you get 240. But this is asking me for the measurement of arc FH. So to find FH, I'm going to do 360 minus 240, because remember the whole thing adds up together to equal 360. So measurement of FH plus 240 equals 360. So subtracting 240, and get the measurement of FH is 120. Okay, the next one asks us to find the measurement from F to G of that arc. So I have values for each of those angles now. All I have to do is add them all together. I know this x is 41 because we solved for that already. So the measurement of FDG is just adding up all these central angles that form that arc. So that's 60 plus 41 plus 139 plus 41 again. So if you add those all together, you will find the measurement of arc FDG. So you should get 281. Okay, and then the last one asks us to find the measurement of arc HEG. So for this one, I am going to have to find the measure of this angle right here. So again, if you look at this diagram, I'm going to cover it up because I like seeing it in half circles. I know that these three angles here should add up to equal 180. So I can find the measure of this angle by adding these two together and subtracting from 180. That's why we spent so much time first semester with supplementary angles. So if I take, let's make this one y, so I have a different letter, y plus 41 plus 60 equals 180. You add those together and then subtract from 180 and you'll find what y is, and y is 79. So now that I know this is 79, I can add those angles together to find HEG going around the arc. HEG. So I would do, we'll write that up here, the measure of HEG equals 139 plus 41 plus 60 plus 79. So adding those together, you get 319 degrees. And that's how you use the central angles to find the missing values. So there's a lot of components that we're putting together in one problem to solve. Okay, so let's try the next one. Solve the missing information in the diagram below. So here we're trying to find what x is. The easiest way to see this one is using the central angles again. So if this is 135, I know this is 135. So now I'm going to look for a diameter, and I see one right here, because what that helps me do is I can now find this angle that's right next to it. Because I know that the two angles next to each other on a diameter should add up to equal 180. So taking 180 minus 135, I can find that angle right there. So 180 minus 135, excuse me, is 45 degrees. So that's right here is 45 degrees. Why that helps us is because now, to find x, I can use the other diameter that I see in this circle. And the three angles that form this diameter will also add up to equal 180 because the diameters cut a circle in half, and half of a circle's measurement is 180 degrees. So if I take these three things and add them together, (13 plus 31), those are my x's. 13x and 31x is 44x. 41 plus 1 plus 2 is 48. Subtract 48 on both sides. 44x equals 132. And dividing by 44, x equals 3. So again, using the relationships that we've learned from first semester and then combining our knowledge that we learned today, you can solve for missing values using a diagram in a circle.